Have you ever actually stopped to think about the incredible balancing act that goes into building modern artificial intelligence? It's wild. On one hand, we obviously want these systems to be brilliant, right? We want them processing massive amounts of data, writing complex code, reasoning through these incredibly dense problems. Basically, we want ultimate power. But on the flip side, the more intelligent and autonomous a system gets, the more we really have to ask a super serious question. How in the world do we make sure it actually stays safe, helpful, and, completely under our control? So is it truly possible to build an AI assistant that delivers world-class cutting-edge intelligence while being fundamentally, and I mean structurally, safe at its core? It's kind of the defining technological puzzle of our time.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a structured visual deep dive into exactly how one specific system is actually solving that puzzle. We're looking at Claude AI, where raw intelligence meets foundational safety. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this and just establish our baseline. What exactly are we talking about when we say Claude AI? Well, Claude is a conversational artificial intelligence system, and the key word there is really conversational. It's designed to interact with you dynamically, back and forth, exactly like a human dialogue. It was developed by Anthropic. Now, Anthropic is actually a really fascinating company, mainly because it was founded by researchers who specifically broke away to focus entirely on AI safety. And the explicit purpose of their system? It's designed for productivity and learning, so it's not just a toy or some fun novelty. The architecture was specifically engineered to be a powerful assistant tool that helps you get actual work done and understand new concepts way faster. It's basically built to be a utility for your brain.
So let's move on to how this actually builds into real features. Like, what can this conversational system actually do? Well, the core capabilities are honestly incredibly robust. First off, we've got natural language understanding and generation. That just means it can read, comprehend, and write text in a way that feels surprisingly human. But the second point here is absolutely huge for productivity, the ability to analyze long documents. And we aren't just talking about a couple of pages. Imagine feeding an entire 100-page financial report, or, The Great Gatsby, into the system and having it instantly summarized. Pretty crazy, right? Moving down the list, it also provides technical explanations and coding assistance, which is a massive leap beyond just writing simple text. And finally, it doesn't just regurgitate facts, it actively reasons through complex problems. It literally thinks alongside you.
And this brilliantly illustrates how those abstract capabilities translate directly into our daily lives. Because this isn't just theory, guys. This is how professionals and students are actually using this tool right now in the real world. Take step 1. In education and research, users are leaning heavily on Claude to brainstorm ideas and understand complex topics. It essentially acts as a tireless 24/7 research assistant. Step 2. For business productivity, people are using its natural language generation to actually write content, draft communications, structure documents, saving literally countless hours of busy work. And step 3, for software development, engineers aren't just asking for text, they're actively using Claude to debug their code. So from the classroom all the way to the boardroom and the programmer's desk, this tool is designed to just seamlessly integrate right into heavily demanding intellectual workflows.
But if you follow technology even a little bit, you know the market is absolutely flooded right now. I mean, we are swimming in a sea of artificial intelligence assistants, and they're all promising to boost your productivity, write your emails, solve your coding bugs, the whole shebang. It can honestly all start to sound exactly the same after a while. So we really have to ask, beyond the standard features, what actually makes Claude different? What's the defining characteristic that separates Anthropic's creation from the rest of the pack?
Well, the major market differentiator for Claude AI really comes down to this. When we look at Claude versus other AI systems, the defining difference is its emphasis on safer and much more controlled responses. The system is specifically engineered to actively reduce harmful or misleading outputs. But here's the absolutely critical part, the really impressive balancing act we talked about at the very beginning of this explainer. It does all of this while maintaining high-quality reasoning ability. It doesn't magically become less intelligent or less capable just because it's safe. Anthropic designed it so you don't have to choose between a powerful assistant and a safe assistant. That control is just woven directly into its high-level cognitive capabilities.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the secret sauce behind it all, a concept called constitutional AI. This is exactly how Anthropic achieves that incredible balance of high intelligence and strict safety. See, they didn't just bolt a safety filter onto the outside of the system at the last minute as some kind of afterthought. Instead, Claude operates based on a foundational set of rules. For example, it's explicitly instructed to choose responses that are the least harmful, discriminatory, or toxic. Think about it like a human society,
We operate based on a foundational constitution that guides our behavior and our laws, right? Well, this artificial intelligence operates based on rules that govern its outputs from the inside out. It's a completely different architectural philosophy. It literally means safety isn't just a feature of Claude, it's its foundational operating system.
So let's summarize exactly what this safety-first design looks like in totality. It starts right at the base. It's built entirely on those constitutional AI principles we just talked about, but definitely notice the strong focus on helpfulness here. Safety in Claude isn't just about refusing to answer things or being overly restrictive. It's about being genuinely helpful to you, the user, without crossing any lines. And this specific philosophy allows the system to generate those safer, controlled outputs, which minimizes the risk of harmful or misleading info while seamlessly maintaining its high-quality reasoning. It is for sure the ultimate combination: advanced language understanding married completely to a safety-focused design.
Which brings us to a really crucial question for all of us to consider today. We've seen that Claude AI is a highly capable tool for brainstorming, writing, and coding. But as these conversational AI systems become more and more deeply integrated into our education, our businesses, and our software development, raw intelligence might just not be enough. As we rely on them for critical thinking, will this concept of constitutional safety, the absolute guarantee of controlled, helpful, and non-misleading outputs, will that ultimately become the single most important feature an AI can possibly have? It's a fascinating shift in how we think about our technology, and it's one that will undoubtedly shape the future of productivity and learning. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep asking the big questions.